Let me ask you something. What if I told you that one of history's greatest treasures, a rhino made of solid gold, was found by a farmer in South Africa? Well, today we're digging into the secrets of the lost kingdom it belonged to. It's an incredible story of power and mystery that was hidden for centuries.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Imagine you're just out for a walk and you stumble upon the ruins of a forgotten civilization. Sounds like something straight out of a movie, right?
Well, believe it or not, for one farmer down in South Africa's Limpopo Valley, it actually became his reality. He uncovered a site that would completely rewrite the history books for that entire region. And what he found was just mind-blowing. At first, it was the ruins of an old settlement, some scattered pottery. But then came the gold. And not just a little bit. We're talking thousands of gold beads, bracelets, and of course, this absolutely incredible artifact that has become famous, the golden rhino.
Now, here's the twist. This treasure didn't just belong to anyone. It was from the great kingdom of Mapungubwe, a powerful society that was thriving almost 1,000 years ago. And then, poof, it just vanished. Its story was completely lost to time until now. So, let's find out what we've learned about this incredible place.
All right, first up, we're going to explore what archaeologists have managed to piece together about this amazing place, Southern Africa's very first major city. You know, what makes this whole story so fascinating is that the people of Mapungubwe didn't leave behind any written records, not a single word. So every single thing we know, every secret we've unlocked, comes from the clues they left buried in the ground. It's like we're all historical detectives, solving a giant puzzle. And what a story it tells. The kingdom really came into its own around 900 AD, and for more than 300 years, it was the most powerful state in the region. Now, to put that into perspective for you, this was all happening long before the first Europeans ever arrived in southern Africa. So, how did they organize this powerful kingdom? Well, their entire society, everything was structured around one single landmark, Mapungubwe Hill. This wasn't just a pile of rocks, it was the absolute heart of their social and political world. This was actually South Africa's first ever class-based society. That basically means people were split into groups based on their wealth and power. And the division couldn't have been clearer. You had the royalty, the elites, living in total isolation on top of the hill, while way down below, a huge, bustling town of up to 10,000 commoners lived and worked. And the evidence for this divide is just brilliant. Archaeologists found that the elite lived inside fancy stone-walled enclosures. They even analyzed ancient garbage piles. Yeah, really. And found that the elites ate much better food. And when they died, they were buried in a special royal cemetery on the hill. The commoners? They were buried somewhere else. From the day you were born to the day you died, that hill decided your life. And right at the very top of this whole structure was the king. But he wasn't just a political leader, making laws and things. Oh no, he was seen as something much more powerful. The king was considered a sacred figure. He was the one person who could talk to the ancestors and their god, Wari. And probably his most important job of all, making rain. Think about it. In a dry land, the guy who can bring the rain holds the ultimate power. He was literally the bridge between our world and the spirit world. Now, because the hill was sacred ground, the home of the ancestors, getting up there was a huge deal. Commoners were completely forbidden from ever setting foot on it. And even the few people who got special permission had to follow some pretty wild rituals. You couldn't just walk up the stairs. No way. You had to walk up backwards, and you were only allowed to peek over your left shoulder. And just to make sure, elite soldiers, nicknamed the Eyes of the King, stood guard. So, with all these strict rules, you might be thinking this kingdom was totally isolated, hidden away from everyone else. But you would be very wrong. Mapungubwe was a global powerhouse. Just take a look at how connected they were. They were exporting all these valuable local goods, gold, ivory, you name it, down the rivers to the coast. And there, they were meeting merchants from all across the Indian Ocean. And look at what they brought back. Beautiful glass beads from India, delicate pottery all the way from China, and even jewelry from Persia and Egypt. This wasn't some isolated kingdom. It was a critical link connecting the African interior to the huge economies of Asia and Arabia.
But then, around the year 1270, the kingdom was just abandoned. It was probably because of a major climate shift, and its amazing story was forgotten for hundreds of years. So, how did this lost kingdom finally find its way back into the spotlight? And what does it mean to us today? Well, after it was rediscovered back in the 1930s, people slowly started to understand just how important Mapungubwe was, and its incredible historical value was finally recognized in 2003 when it was officially declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protecting it for everyone forever. And today, its name holds a place of incredible honor in modern South Africa. In fact, the highest possible award a citizen can receive from the president is called the Order of Mapungubwe. It's given for the most exceptional achievements imaginable. Just think about that for a second. The name of this ancient kingdom, this symbol of Africa's early genius and power, is now used to honor the nation's greatest modern heroes. And how fitting is it that the very first person to ever receive the highest class of this award was Nelson Mandela himself? You know, the story of Mapungubwe is such a powerful reminder that history isn't always written down in books. Sometimes it's right there, buried beneath our feet, just waiting. It really makes you wonder, what other incredible stories are still out there waiting to be discovered?